What it is, what it do, cyber world. It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is Ash Brown Uncensored. On this program, I talk a little bit about everything. It may be pop culture related, but it's probably Ash Brown related. So you gotta stay tuned to see what I'm going to talk about. What am I going to discuss? Where am I going with this, right? I've shared on several programs that I have volunteered at many of animal shelters. A lot of them local to the metro Atlanta area. And I've done it on and off for many years. So I have had opportunities to be around different type of animals, cats, dogs, reptiles, nocturnal animals, all kinds of stuff. So I kind of have a pretty good understanding of taking care of the needs of animals, even if they're not necessarily in my direct care. I bring this up because I heard about the story about Tyrese and how his dogs virtually killed a cute little dog in their neighborhood. So, the story goes, the neighborhood has been... Okay, well, first I'll talk about the breed. The breed is the Mastiff, and I think it's like Mastiff. And I believe I've heard about them before, but they're not a common breed that's here. Or even if they are here and people are breeding them, they are super expensive. This is not a dog that you're going to find at any shelter. This is a specialty, quote-unquote, dog. This Mastiff dog was allegedly Tyrese's guard dogs. So these dogs that he would have to guard his house, right? So these dogs are big. They describe their bite as that of a lion. These bad boys are upwards on 150 plus pounds. These are not the average domestic animal. They're not. And so the story goes, one of Tyrese's neighbors let his dog out to go relieve himself or whatever the case is. And when he didn't return in the time that he would usually return, he went to go check on him, and he was in bad shape, y'all. He was in bad shape. And ultimately, he didn't make it. Like I said, his name was Henry. Come to find out, people in the neighborhood had been in fear of their life because this was not one, not even two dogs. Tyrese had 4 Mastiffs. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the craziest thing that I've heard in a while. And I've heard some crazy stories. I've seen crazy things. That's a massive dog anyways. And you multiply that by 4. That's a whole gang just running the neighborhood. Whole gang. So you've got these 4 dogs that essentially act as if they're bullies in the neighborhood. They're running the neighborhood. And where are you, Tyrese? Where are you? They say you're in California. Well, who the hell is watching these damn dogs? How are they raising themselves? How are they without any kind of boundaries? No kind of discipline? They're not fenced in? Or they got the key to the fence? Which is it? 150 pounds, they might have a key. So it was just kind of sad. It really just broke my heart to hear his neighbor talk about how sweet the dog was and how he really was very timid around other dogs. And to hear about this just mauling of this dog was just so sad, y'all. Just sad. And this is an example of animal neglect. That's exactly what this is. And Tyrese has been charged. I believe it's a misdemeanor, so he's not going to do like time or anything. But it wouldn't surprise me terribly if he was kind of encouraged to leave the community. As they were playing some of the 911 tapes and stuff on, I think it was Inside Edition, and neighbors had been asking for weeks, even months, for animal control to step in, for Tyrese to step in, because these animals were just roaming freely as if they run the road. Because essentially, they did. People were afraid to leave their house. And there was no way that this young man knew that letting his dog out for a couple minutes, as he would usually do all the time, would be the last time that he would have this animal. Very sad. Very, very sad. So I bring it up to say, y'all, if you're going to have an animal, be responsible. Be a responsible animal parent. Animals like that, they need to have some kind of boundary set up. If they keep escaping, if they just keep on just doing whatever the heck they want to do, number one, why aren't they in obedience school? And for these to be your quote-unquote guard dogs, Tyrese, for these to be guarding your home, they ain't doing that either. They're not even at the house. They're like, you know what? It's boring around here. Let's go find something to do. Let's go do something, y'all. All right, cool. Where we go? Oh no, let's just see what happens when we go out. Let's just see what happens. And so Tyrese, he surrendered himself or whatever and left on like a $20,000 bond and all that other stuff in Fulton County. And they asked him about the dogs because essentially this is a public safety issue. Public safety. If these little wild animals, essentially, that's been living at your house and wherever else, could tear up a cute little Cocker Spaniel mix. Henry, the cutest little doggy, look like a cute little lap dog, wouldn't do anything to anybody. If they could do that to him, they could do that to anybody. And I don't care who you are. You can sit up there, you can fight off a dog. If you really push and make it, you can absolutely fight off a dog. Can you fight off 4 at one time? Probably not. Unless you're the Hulk or something. That's the only way I can see that happening. So, I think eventually, Tyrese's answer was, the dogs have been rehomed. Where have they been rehomed? Before we hear another story of somebody getting hurt because of these doggone dogs. Sad. Sad story. But like I said, I say that to say if you have an animal, take care of your animal. Take them to the vet. If they need medication, get them their medication. Keep them fed. Keep them healthy. Change their water. Encourage them to drink water. Matter of fact, nowadays, they recommend you just get them a little water fountain. Animals like that typically like running water. It gives them the sense of it being fresh, like from a spring. Get them a little fountain. But be a responsible animal parent. This should never have happened. And Tyrese giving an apology via Instagram is no good. That's trash. The man said he ain't heard from Tyrese yet. And he probably ain't about to hear from him. You probably will not hear from him at all. But that's the way that the cookie crumbles. Anyways, like I said, y'all be out there, be responsible, please. We don't need stories like this. This is beyond crazy, but it's the way that it goes. But I hope that y'all have a peaceful, purposeful, and productive week ahead. I will holler at y'all later and later. Y'all be easy, be good. Talk to you soon.